Hey everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. Today I'm going to be sharing a couple of healthy, high-protein meal ideas, perfect for lunch or dinner. The feature ingredient today is chickpeas, and all of these recipes can be made ahead of time in large batches, taken on the go throughout the week in case you're looking for a healthy meal prep option. And I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. The first recipe we'll be making is baked oil-free falafel. In the bowl of your food processor, you'll combine red onions, garlic, and fresh parsley. I also like to add some fresh cilantro, but this is optional. For spices, you'll need paprika, cumin, and coriander. And if you'd like your falafel to be spicy, add some cayenne pepper as well. Then squeeze in the juice of 1 lemon. To bind the ingredients together, rather than using eggs, we're adding a little bit of the liquid from the chickpeas. And instead of oil, a few tablespoons of tahini will help keep the falafel moist. Blend all these ingredients together until they're mostly smooth and give the sides of the bowl a scrape down if necessary. I prefer not to add my chickpeas to the food processor. I just mash them with the back of a fork so that they retain a little bit of their texture. Now sprinkle in a little bit of baking soda, salt, and pepper, and pour in your onion and spice mixture. Once you've combined that, add in breadcrumbs gradually, stir between each addition until you have a dough that's still moist, but not too sticky. It should hold its shape when you press it in your palm. If you prefer to avoid breadcrumbs, you can also use quick oats or a little bit of chickpea or brown rice or really any kind of flour. At this point, you can shape your mixture however you like. Sometimes I'll make falafel burgers, but usually I roll them into golf ball sized servings and I spread them out on a lined baking tray. I'll either give them a spritz with cooking oil or brush them with a little bit of olive oil to help them stay moist in the oven, but you can skip this step if you prefer not to cook with oil. Bake them for about 40 minutes or air fry them in roughly half the time, and as always I have the exact instructions linked on my blog in the description box below. This falafel is great as a high protein menu option if you're meal prepping because you can easily reheat them, you can take them on the go, and my favorite way to serve these is either on top of a salad or inside of a wrap with fresh cucumbers and tomatoes and hummus. The second dish is a sweet potato and chickpea curry. You'll start out by sauteing onions, peppers, ginger, and garlic in some coconut oil or water until they start to take on a bit of color. Now add some cumin, coriander, turmeric, and a pinch of cinnamon to your onion mixture, or you can also just use a curry blend to save time if you prefer. You'll pour in a little bit of water to keep the spices from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Next, add your sweet potatoes and chickpeas and about a cup of coconut milk. And I recommend the full fat coconut milk because it thickens up as you simmer it and it makes the most creamy, delicious sauce. You can also add in any other veggies you like, for example cauliflower or green beans, and then let everything simmer until your sweet potatoes are tender. I stir in some frozen peas at the last minute and let it simmer till those are heated through. Now I like to add peas and anything green at the last possible moment, usually, so that they stay nice and bright, because if you cook them for longer, they tend to go a little bit brown. You can also make this dish in a slow cooker by just chucking everything in at once and walking away for a few hours. And like most curries, the leftovers almost taste better than the first day. We've got something a little bit lighter and fresher for our final dish. We're making a salad with a creamy homemade cashew ranch and crispy roasted chickpeas. You can use any type of greens for this. I decided to go with kale on this day. Kale is packed with protein, so I removed the stalks and I cut it into small pieces, and I always massage my kale when I serve it raw. I drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil and lemon juice, and I massage it for a good 3 to 5 minutes. This makes the kale a lot more tender, it shrinks it quite a bit, and it also seems to cut out some of the bitterness of the raw kale. For our homemade ranch dressing, the base will be raw cashews. I soaked these overnight and I blended together with water, and depending on how thick you like your dressing, add more or less water. I'm also adding fresh chives and lots of dill. Dill is one of my favorite herbs. And you can also add some parsley if you like. And I'm adding onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And here I have some lactic acid powder. Now I use this in my vegan mozzarella video. It basically adds the tartness that mimics cultured dairy. And this one's derived from beets, so it is vegan friendly. I have it linked down below. But if you don't want to buy this, you can also just add a squeeze of lemon. Stir all these ingredients together and you have your homemade ranch dressing. Last piece of the puzzle is our crispy roasted chickpeas. I know this recipe involves a lot of different parts, but all these are for larger batches, so you'll have enough for a few meals. So for the chickpeas, you rinse them and dry them off super well with a clean kitchen towel. Otherwise, you'll have a harder time getting crispy. Combine them with a little bit of oil and some spices. You can skip the oil if you prefer, but you can use literally any spice combination you like. I'm keeping it simple here, just onion, garlic, and paprika, my usual, and spread those out on a lined baking tray and bake them till they're golden brown and crispy. I like to give them a few shakes and rotate the pan halfway through. Now when you assemble your salad, you can use your crispy chickpeas in place of croutons, and I think this combination is so good because the ranch dressing is very creamy, but the flavors are super light and refreshing, and you've got the nice savory flavor from the chickpeas. So those are 3 healthy, high-protein meal ideas that I have been loving lately. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, if you try out any of these recipes, I would love it if you tag me in a photo on Instagram. I've been doing my very best recently to screen cap any photos I'm tagged in and share them on my posts so that I can shout you guys out. And I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring a series of videos on my channel. This is the last one. Squarespace is just an amazing all-in-one website design platform. I love it. If you're interested in building a website for your business or to showcase your art, your poetry, your photography, or if you're like me, you want to showcase your recipes, you can check out squarespace.com/Sarah's Vegan Kitchen and get a free trial, 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace has just made it super easy to redesign my blog, customize everything exactly how I want to, building on top of their templates, and their customer support is also fantastic. So I highly recommend them. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.